This is Plesiosaurus, one of the dominant marine predators of the Mesozoic oceans and a key player in the ancient marine ecosystems that thrived for over 135 million years. Fossil discoveries of this creature, found across continents including Europe, North America, South America, Africa, and even Antarctica, suggest that it was once a widespread and successful ruler of the ancient seas. At first glance, its body resembles that of a sauropod dinosaur, long neck, small head, and massive body, but this similarity is purely superficial, a striking example of convergent evolution between land and sea dwellers. Despite its dominance during the Jurassic period, its reign was eventually challenged by a new apex predator during the Cretaceous, Mosasaurus, a fast-evolving marine reptile that would become a major threat to the survival of Plesiosaurus and ultimately contribute to its decline and extinction. In this video, we'll explore Plesiosaurus in depth, what it truly looked like based on modern paleontological research, how our understanding of it has dramatically evolved since its discovery nearly 2 centuries ago, and whether it could ever have defeated Mosasaurus, often considered the true master of the late Cretaceous oceans. We'll also examine its lifestyle, feeding habits, locomotion, and reproductive strategies, as well as its place in both prehistoric ecosystems and modern imagination. Plesiosaurus was an ancient marine reptile belonging to the order Plesiosauria, which lived from the late Triassic to the end of the Cretaceous period, spanning from about 200 million to 66 million years ago. While the genus Plesiosaurus itself reached lengths of about 3 to 5 meters, it was relatively modest compared to its more famous relatives in the superfamily Pleiosauridae, such as Liopleurodon or Kronosaurus, which could grow up to 10 to 12 meters long and had massive skulls capable of crushing large prey. One of the most distinctive features of Plesiosaurus and its long-necked relatives, like Elasmosaurus, is their extremely elongated necks, some with as many as 70 vertebrae, compared to just 7 in humans. In extreme cases, the neck could stretch up to 7 to 11 meters, nearly half the animal's total length, giving it a unique silhouette unlike any modern marine animal. Despite this seemingly cumbersome anatomy, Plesiosaurus was a highly efficient swimmer. Its broad, flat torso, short tail, and 4 large, wing-like flippers, powered by strong shoulder and pelvic girdles, allowed it to fly through the water using a form of underwater flight similar to sea turtles or penguins. This mode of locomotion gave it excellent maneuverability and endurance, enabling it to cruise through ancient oceans in search of food. Its small head, lined with numerous sharp, conical, and slightly curved teeth, suggests it was not built for taking down large or armored prey, but instead specialized in catching soft-bodied, fast-moving animals such as fish, squid, and ammonites. Plesiosaurus first appeared around 200 million years ago during the late Triassic or early Jurassic. The first relatively complete fossil was discovered in Lyme Regis, England, by Mary Anning, a pioneering fossil hunter and self-taught paleontologist, in the early 1820s. At a time when the science of paleontology was still in its infancy, her discovery shocked the scientific community. Initially, researchers believed the fossil belonged to a type of Ichthyosaurus, a dolphin-shaped marine reptile. But upon closer inspection, its long neck, fur flippers, and reptilian skeletal structure set it apart. Its appearance reminded scientists of a hybrid between a snake and a turtle, leading to the name Plesiosaurus dolichoderus, meaning near lizard with a long neck, reflecting its reptilian nature and distinguishing it from fish-like reptiles. This historic fossil was later restored and became one of the centerpieces of the Natural History Museum in London, where it continues to educate and inspire millions of visitors today. It marked a turning point in our understanding of prehistoric life and helped lay the foundation for vertebrate paleontology. Like Spinosaurus, whose reconstruction has changed dramatically due to new fossil evidence, Plesiosaurus has undergone multiple reinterpretations over the past 2 centuries. Early 19th century reconstructions depicted it with a coiled, serpentine neck and a turtle-like body, crawling awkwardly on land. By the 1850s, however, the image shifted. Under the guidance of Benjamin Waterhouse Hawkins, Plesiosaurus was sculpted at Crystal Palace Park as a seal-like animal capable of hauling itself onto shore, reflecting the then popular belief that marine reptiles laid eggs on land like sea turtles. These iconic sculptures, featuring Plesiosaurus macrocephalus, Plesiosaurus dolichoderus, and Plesiosaurus hawkinsii, were among the first attempts to visualize prehistoric animals in 3 dimensions. Over time, scientific advances led to a more accurate, streamlined depiction. The neck became straighter and more rigid, the body more hydrodynamic, and the flippers more specialized for aquatic life. This updated image, resembling a swan with flippers, has profoundly influenced popular culture, most notably inspiring legends of cryptids like the Loch Ness Monster, often described as having a long neck and humps emerging from the water. For decades, a key debate surrounded whether Plesiosaurus could leave the water to lay eggs. However, recent studies of its limb structure, bone density, and lack of terrestrial adaptations strongly suggest it was fully aquatic and gave birth to live young, a reproductive strategy confirmed by fossil evidence of a pregnant Plesiosaurus containing a single large embryo. This discovery, made in the 21st century, revolutionized our understanding of marine reptile reproduction and indicated that, unlike sea turtles, Plesiosaurus never returned to land. Further research into its neck biomechanics, particularly a landmark 2018 study using 3D modeling and finite element analysis, revealed that the long neck was far less flexible than previously thought. While short-necked plesiosaurs could bend their necks up to 90 degrees, long-necked species were limited to about 60 degrees of lateral motion. This means they likely used their necks not for rapid strikes, but for stealthy, energy-efficient feeding, sweeping their heads through schools of fish or hovering above the seafloor to snatch prey without alerting them. Some species, such as Morchineria and Aristonex from the late Cretaceous of South America, evolved into filter feeders, using fine-toothed jaws to sieve plankton and small crustaceans, paralleling the ecological niche of modern baleen whales. This adaptability highlights the evolutionary success and diversity of the plesiosaur lineage. Yet, despite their long reign, plesiosaurs could not survive the rise of Mosasaurus. Emerging in the early Cretaceous, Mosasaurus was a highly advanced marine predator, descended from land-dwelling lizards, equipped with powerful jaws, a shark-like tail fin, and exceptional speed and agility. With a bite force rivaling that of Tyrannosaurus rex, it could crush turtles, ammonites, and even other marine reptiles. As Mosasaurus diversified and spread across the oceans, it outcompeted slower, less versatile predators like Plesiosaurus. By the end of the Cretaceous, most plesiosaur species had vanished, unable to adapt to the rapidly changing marine environment. When the asteroid impact 66 million years ago triggered the mass extinction, the few remaining plesiosaurs disappeared along with the dinosaurs, pterosaurs, and ammonites, marking the end of an era. In conclusion, Plesiosaurus was not just a prehistoric curiosity, but a marvel of evolution, a creature that mastered the oceans for millions of years through specialization, adaptability, and resilience. Though it ultimately fell to the rise of more advanced predators like Mosasaurus, its legacy lives on in science, art, and myth.